get started with some breathing here. So we're going to inhale, arms are reaching up. Exhale, side body bend. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, now leaning over to the other side and feeling that stretch on your side body. Inhale to come up. And exhale, gently allowing yourself to bend. Inhale up, and now to the other side. Inhale, coming up. One more time on each side here. Exhale. Inhale to rise. And last one here. Exhale, softening to the side, feeling that stretch. And then inhale, we'll come back to center and we'll start bringing some movement to our neck. Just gentle side to side. Maybe some little circles, whatever your body's calling for here. Your shoulders, rolling them forward, back, some shrugs, whatever you need. We're going to come on to our hands and knees here. We'll do a few cat-cows and start building up some heat. So we're going to stack our wrists under our shoulders and our hips are over our knees here. And we're going to inhale as we lift our gaze, lift our heart space and drop our belly. And then exhale, pushing into the mat, rounding the spine, bringing the belly button into touch. All right, so just making sure that your shoulder and your wrist are aligned and your hip and your knee are aligned here, and we'll move into some of those cat-cows. So inhaling, lifting your gaze, lifting your heart, and then exhaling, rounding the spine, chin to chest, pushing into the mat. Inhaling, lifting your gaze, lifting your heart, and then exhaling, cinching that belly button towards your spine. One more time here. Inhale to lift, and exhale, coming into that cat pose. Now we're going to reset here, and while we're here, we're going to move into some bird dog. So our right hand is reaching out in front, and we're going to balance here. Opposite leg, left leg is stretching in behind. Okay, so you can stay here if you like, or add some heat by bringing your elbow to your knee. So we'll do that a couple more times if that feels good for you, or maybe just working on your balance. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So our left arm out ahead, and then the right leg behind, nice and strong in that hand that's grounded on your mat, and then bringing elbow to knee. And again, and one last time, elbow to knee, and expanding. Resetting here. Now we're just going to move our wrists a little bit. So we're going to rock front to back. Just a few times to warm up those wrists. And then taking your fingers and pointing them to the long edge of your mat and rocking side to side. And then finally bringing your fingers towards your body. This can be a little intense. Maybe you want to do one hand at a time, just warming up those wrists this way. Amazing. And then we'll push our hands into the mat, curl our toes, and come up into our first downward facing dog. So your hips are sent up towards the sky, pushing into the mat with all the parts of your hands, and your feet aiming to touch the earth here. Your heels are aiming towards the earth. And then bring in some movement if you like, pedaling out the legs, or finding some stillness. And then looking up to the front of our mat, step, hop, or jump to get there. And inhale all the way up. And exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands are coming to the earth, and we're in plank. So we're gonna build up some heat here in plank by staying in this shape for 5 seconds. So you can hold your plank from your full arm, or you might want to come down to your knees. So whatever feels good for you. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly coming down, however feels good for you, onto your belly, and then lifting up into that cobra pose. Exhale, pushing into the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking to the front, step, hop, jump to get there, and then inhale to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, coming down to the earth, and we're coming into that plank hold once again. So either from your full arm or coming from your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly lower. Lifting the chest, lifting the heart, cobra. Exhale, pushing into the mat, sending the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, feeling that heat building in your body. And then looking up to the front, making your way there, and then inhale to rise, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. So here we are again. Now this time from our plank pose, we're gonna move into, here I'll just sit back and tell you what we're gonna do first. We're gonna move into a fallen triangle and a wild thing. So I'll take it step by step. First thing we're gonna do, come into that plank pose, okay? So our right leg is gonna come up and bend at the knee. We're moving over to the opposite side, and our arm is coming up overhead, right hand overhead, maybe a little bend in the back on the ball of that right foot. Wild thing pose, breathing into this shape. And then exhale, we're lowering down. Right hand is gonna connect with the mat. Right foot now is gonna come through underneath our body, pivot on that back foot. Left hand now reaches up high to the sky, fallen triangle. Feeling the heat here. And then letting your left hand connect with the earth, and we'll come into a child's pose. Hips are connected to the heels, arms reaching out overhead. Taking a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, We're gonna come back to that plank pose, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, okay? So the wild thing and fallen triangle combo. So now we're gonna take the left foot, bend at the knee, pivot on your right foot, left arm is reaching up into that wild thing shape. Nice and strong on that right hand. Couple of breaths. And then gently coming down onto your left palm. Left foot now is coming under your body. Right hand reaching up high to the sky. And we're in that fallen triangle. Gently bringing your right hand to touch the earth. And we'll sit back, hips are coming back into that child's pose once again. Just taking a few moments, noticing the heat in your body. Now we're going to slowly come up and make our way to a cool down. So for our cool down, we're going to start on our back. And we're just going to let our knees fall from side to side so our feet are planted on the earth. And then we're going to allow our knees to just fall from side to side. The windshield wipers. And then the next time your knees fall to the left, just let them be there, and we'll feel that twist in our side body. Arms are stretched out to the side like a T shape. And then on your next inhale, let your knees fall to the opposite side, staying in that T shape with the arms and allowing your head to fall one side or the other. Just feeling that stretch. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back to center. And then we're going to allow our legs to stretch out. Our arms reaching up overhead. And we'll give ourselves a big body, full body stretch here. And then I want you to take your hips and just move them over to the left a little bit. And then you're going to intend to get your feet to the bottom right-hand corner of your mat and your arms to the top. And we're in a bit of a banana shape, and that's what this pose is called, banana asana. So just really feeling a side body stretch here in this banana asana shape. Breathing into it. And then resetting in the center, and then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So sending our hips over to the right, and then our feet over to the left corner of our mat at the bottom, and then our hands to the top left corner. And feeling that stretch on the other side body. And then coming back to center now and letting your arms fall to the sides and your feet just fall where they will, and we'll settle into this final resting pose. And while you're in this shape, maybe considering all the physical energy that you used today. A lot of fire, a lot of heat was built. Maybe just thinking about how your emotional, your spiritual self can build that heat. What kind of commitments do you make to yourself? And how do you use the fire in you to create? Just noticing how that feels in your body. And then finally, just considering what you realize, what you can realize with the fire, the creation that you make. And how does that feel? Now slowly rolling over to one side, bringing some movement to your fingers, your toes. And using the strength in your hand to push yourself up into a seated position. And bringing your hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.